you've been following sneaker botting, then you'll know what Phantom AIO has been doing on Yeezysupply as of recent. Just take a look. Alright, so let's get into the tutorial for Phantom AIO on Yeezysupply. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to double click Yeezysupply or Yeezy, and here you got the task creation module. So the most important thing you can have for Yeezysupply, and that's going to be obviously the correct SKU. So in this case, for the drop this weekend, it's going to be GY7658. Then you insert all the data as you normally would. Two important things, however, you're going to want to select between Phantom Capture Default and AYCD Auto Solve. So AYCD Auto Solve can be inserted in the View Task tab of Capture Manager, and you'll have to have the right credentials for that. Or you can use Phantom Capture, which is default capture setting for Phantom inside the bot. So it's its own in-bot v3 solver. So on Yeezysupply, we have two modes you can select from. Advanced mode, I repeat, is not working, so do not select advanced mode. Do not select advanced mode. So you're going to have to select standard mode. So if you want to select multi-sizing, you can. All you have to do is click this checkbox right here and select the sizes that you want to select for the drop. Alright, view tasks. You can view tasks, and these tasks, they'll have information as it pertains to what's taking place during the drop. And of course, this is going to be Yeezysupply here. So you'll see the status, profile, the DC proxy, the proxies, the site, and you'll see the size. And it goes from however many tasks you create. So capture harvester, you're going to select that, and you're going to want to sign into your best Gmail account. So your best Gmail account is going to most likely be the Gmail account that you had for the longest, and it's going to have a score of 0.9 or better. 0.9. I think 0.9 is the highest score. There was 0.7. There was a rumor that you could pass the last page with a Gmail score of 0.7, but I've never found that to be the case. So again, you're going to have a Gmail score of 0.9. So you'll log into YouTube or Gmail, then you'll save it. Keep that open most of the time. Keep this page open, keep this window open during the drop time. And so second, if you want to insert or have AYCD Auto Solve, you'll insert that in Capture Manager like I said before. And also you can select the proxy for your Gmail, whether you have a proxy or not. So speaking of proxies on Yeezysupply are extremely important. Yeezysupply, they love to ban proxies. They ban proxies before the drop, they ban proxies during the drop, they ban proxies after the drop. So preferentially, you're going to want to have a multitude of proxy providers. And with regard to proxy providers, there are some proxy providers that I have found to be better than others. However, it's really trial by error. Try out many providers, alternative providers, and see what works best for you. I'll be honest with you, there's some providers that do work better than others, and there's some providers that essentially don't work at all. So some providers that I found to work well on Yeezysupply are Red Dirt Proxies, Leaf Proxies, Oculus Proxies, and Cookie Proxies. And ISPs, most of the time they do work on Yeezysupply, and you'll want to select ISP providers as well as residential proxy providers. So one thing I like to do with regard to proxies, I like to test the residential proxies that I do have, and I like to test them before the drop. I'll test them maybe one by one, if possible. Then I remove the bad ones by clicking this button right here, remove bad, then it will remove the bad proxies that you have. So on profiles, if you ever talk to somebody who's bought at Yeezysupply, profiles are extremely important. The most important thing you can do on Yeezysupply on Phantom is select this right here. Billing address, same as shipping. So you want to have that box checked off. One thing that Yeezysupply will do, they will decline or they will cancel your order provided that the billing address and the shipping address are not the same. So please make sure that the billing address and the shipping address are the same. And with regard to jigging, there are ways to jig that I have found that do work better than others. However, that will not preclude you from still getting your order canceled or your card declined. Yeezysupply, from what I found, they don't like to cancel, but they like to decline you before you do check out. So do keep that in mind. There are ways to jig your profile, and you'll really have to find out what works best for you. So with regard to analytics, this is going to be the data that you have to find out how you did during, before, and after a drop. So you'll have carded, you'll have checkout, and this is essentially your success here. So with regard to settings, one thing I like delays to be at least 5,000. If you've known from before, Phantom, they do recommend delays of 5,000, if not more. With Yeezysupply, it's a splash page, and like I said before, you're going to want to use residential proxies. So the higher your delays are, the less data you'll utilize during the drop. So as it's a splash page, you can't do anything until you pass the splash page. So having a delay of 5,000 probably to 8,500, maybe 10,000, those are the standard delays. And if you want to have notifications with regard to what's taking place, whether you copped, carded, you can use a Discord webhook or Slack webhook, and you insert that right there. And like I said before, you save. So a few things that I like to talk about during Yeezysupply or during the drop or before the drop is sometimes I start tasks. A few, I'll start them before the drop does take place. Maybe a few minutes, 2 minutes before 9 o'clock, or maybe before 9:05. Then the rest I'll start individually as time goes on, as the sale has started. Most of the time, you're going to want to listen to your Discord with regard to what they say and when to start your tasks. But just do keep in mind that Yeezysupply does like to ban proxies, so have a multitude of proxies and make sure that you have a task to proxy ratio of 1:1.